Co-host? No. It is your host, Cookie Universal. Here we go. Porcelain Heart is a new game. I don't know what it's about, but we will see how it goes. Whoa, okay. Prologue. Alrighty. My hands clutch the grass. Early morning dew slides between my fingers as I curl up against the dirt, my vision swimming. Birds wheel far overhead, calling in the morning sun as my leg burns in agony. I can feel blood, thick, warm blood dripping down my legs. I try to pull myself up, and my head almost splits in two. Gritting my teeth, I look down at my leg. The sight almost makes me faint on the spot. The arrows, shaft sticks out of my thigh, blood pouring from the wound, which has already started to fester. The skin around it is turning gray. I collapse backwards and stare up at the bright blue sky, my head swirling with half-formed thoughts and painful memories.
Hazel! Hazel!
Yes, sir. I had been polishing the silverware in the dining room. It was almost evening, and my duty was to make sure that every last piece shone with beauty that befitted the Duke of March. I had seen him many times, staring at his own face in the reflection of his spoon, tweaking his mustache or his hair.
Make sure you finish early today. The master wants to see you tonight.
Yes, sir. I continued to polish, almost oblivious to the world, when I overheard some gossip between two of the other maids.
Did you hear? There's a witch living in the nearby woods.
A witch? Really?
It's true. Last I went around the village, they were all talking about her. Seems she's been up to some nasty business recently.
Well, I never a witch in our neck of the woods.
They say that she gives you 3 impossible tasks, and if you fail even one, she curses you to live forever as a toad.
And what if you succeed?
Well, and this is only a rumor, mind you, but they say she can grant you any wish your heart desires.
I suppose that's how this all started. I cough, and my whole body shudders. In the distance, I can hear the baying of hounds. Then, a rustling nearby, and a familiar silhouette appears in view. The man leans over me, flanked by 2 guards wielding crossbows.
Hazel, dear! What did I tell you? You'll never get away from me.
I ignore him, trying to look past his head, and at the bright blue sky, I can see sparrows perched on the branches overhead, chirping restlessly.
Now, if you just agree to come back quietly, I won't have to kill you. I can call for a doctor back at the castle. You might never walk again, but you'll live. What do you say?
Damn you! The words are too much of an exertion, and I start to cough and sputter. My whole body shudders in pain.
Now, that's no way to treat your master, is it?
I say nothing. I can almost feel my skin melting away, melding with the dirt, my bones sinking beneath it. Today is a good day to die.
You leave me no choice. Reginald?
One of the guards perks up, excitement clear on his face. Young, fresh-faced, decently muscled. I had fancied him once, when I first arrived at the castle. Now, that feels like a lifetime ago.
Yes, sir. Make it a clean shot through the neck, all right? I don't want her to suffer too much. She did me good service, after all.
A branch snaps somewhere in the distance, and he suddenly turns around.
Halt! Who goes there? Sir, I could ask the same of you. These are my woods. Sir, I do apologize if we have intruded on your land. As you can see, I was hunting an escaped servant with my men. Now that we've caught her, we'll be on our ways. An escaped servant? Not a prisoner. What right do you have to take her life? Sir, not now, boy. As to you, who exactly do you think you are? This may be your land, but I am Duke of this province. Why should I have to... Sir! What? That's the witch!
I can faintly hear screams and running, but I pay it little mind. My vision starts to blur, and my ears start to ring as the world fades away around me. I wonder, idly, if I will be reborn as a sparrow. Perhaps a worm would be more befitting of my station. Then a silhouette, an unfamiliar one, leans down before me.
Oh, you poor thing.
The last thing I hear as the world fades away in her voice.
Don't worry, you're safe now. I won't let anyone hurt you again.
Day 1. The warm light of the morning sun plays across my face, filtered through a dozen layers of dust and cobwebs. I sit up and blink a few times, making sure that I'm still alive. Then the pain in my leg flares up and my thoughts scatter.
Good morning.
The woman who saved me yesterday is sitting by the bed, her hands steepled. She looks like she's been sitting there for a long time. Good morning. I croak out the words, my throat as dry as a desert.
Oh, don't overexert yourself here.
She picks up a clay bowl, filled to the brim with pure, clear water, and hands it to me. I gulp it down greedily, letting the water spill from the corner of my mouth and down my cheeks.
I was starting to worry you might never wake up.
I lean forwards to return the bowl, but as I shift my wounded leg, it erupts in red-hot pain. In what feels like slow motion, I watch my bowl tumble from my hands and crashes against the floor, where it shatters into 1,000 pieces. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to. But my words trail off. The woman had barely reacted to the noise. She hadn't even flinched.
It's all right. I have more bowls. More importantly, how's your leg doing?
I shift aside the flax sheet. Beneath it, my leg has been wrapped in several layers of bandages, stained slightly red by my blood. The sight is enough to make me feel queasy.
Oh.
The woman chuckles, her voice clear as crystal.
I suppose it can't be that bad then. I did my best to clean the wound, but it'll take some time to heal. You should spend as much time as possible in bed for the next few days.
Where am I?
In my guest bedroom, don't worry. I don't have any use for it, as you can probably tell by the clutter. Feel free to stay as long as you need.
Thank you. My mouth moves, but the words refuse to form. My head feels like it's stuffed with cottons. Thoughts drift away from me.
Oh, you're probably still very tired. I'll let you rest.
We
can talk more at noon, if you're awake then.
She stands up to leave, and I try to sit up, but my body feels as heavy as marble. With one hand, I clutch at her dress and force my lips to move. What happened yesterday?
Oh, you mean, what did I do to scare those men away?
She smiles at me, but there's something deeply sad in her eyes.
I threatened to curse them. Was all I did. Apparently, my reputation precedes me.
Can you curse someone?
Don't be silly, dear. Curses aren't real. Now, you should get some sleep.
She deftly extricates herself from my grip and leaves the room as I sink back into the bed. A stupor descends over me until the whole world is cloaked in fog. Sleep comes not long after. When I do eventually wake, the sun is high in the sky overhead and my stomach is growling.
Miss?
A few seconds after I call out, I hear her bustling through the house towards me. I prop myself up by one arm as she enters the room.
What is it, dear?
You said that when I woke up,
Oh, you must be terribly hungry. I'll go and set the table.
She leaves, then returns a few minutes later, carrying with her a chair. She sets it down by my side or bedside, then gestures to it.
Go on. Get on. I'll take you to the table.
Sure. It takes some effort and some pain, but I manage to pull myself out of the bed and onto the chair. Then the woman reaches one arm around the back of the chair and one arm beneath it. With a grunt of exertion, she picks the chair fully up off the ground, and me along with it. As she carries me along, barely even slowing her stride, I'm reminded of some of my earliest memories. I almost feel like a little girl again, being carried along by my mother. The experience is a bit uncomfortable, but at the same time, somewhat reassuring. Eventually, she sets me down at the table and takes her seat across from me. Dig in. Thank you. A simple meal has been set out on the table, a loaf of bread, a chunk of cheese, and a pitcher of milk.
Do you have a name?
Hazel. I take a few bites of the cheese, savoring its sharp tang.
It's lovely to meet you, Hazel. I'm Mary.
If I may.
Please, go ahead. You don't have to watch your words around me.
Why did you ask if I had a name?
I've treated a few girls in situations like yours before. Not all of them were given the luxury.
She settles back in her chair, and I swear I hear a faint click.
That Duke, if I could curse people, he would be the first on the list.
I feel myself seize up for a moment, and the knife falls from my grip, clattering against the table. I'm sorry. I snatch the knife and return to my meal, eating carefully to make as little noise as possible. Mary watches me for a while, then lets out a tired sigh.
You don't have to have anything to apologize for, girl. It hurts my heart to see you so scared.
Well, even if you say that, I would still rather... Mary reaches out across the table and places her hand on mine. I recoil from her touch at first, but she doesn't take it any further. Her skin feels smooth and cool to the touch, like glass or ceramic, only softer.
I gave you permission to be loud, to be rude, to be obstructive. You don't have to be scared of being yourself around me, okay?
Thank you.
Good. I do, however, have a few requests that I ask you to follow during your time here.
I unconsciously brace myself.
Please never enter my workroom while I'm working. I spend a lot of time working with dangerous substances and sharp tools. A small distraction from you could mean serious injury for me, okay?
I nod.
Well, I always lock the door, so you don't have to worry too much about that. But even if the door is unlocked, make sure to call out first, okay?
Yes, miss.
Please, you don't have to call me miss. I'm not that old.
Sorry.
It's all right. Now, as the other request...
Her hand moves again, and our fingers interlink, clasped together.
You're free to leave whenever you wish, of course, but please don't do so without telling me first. I would be so worried that something had happened to you.
Of course. Mary pulls her hand from mine and clasps our hands together.
Great! Isn't it nice to have that all sorted out?
Silence settles between us for a while as I return to my meal, Mary watching on happily. If you don't mind me asking, you mentioned your work. What sort of work is it?
Oh, it's not that impressive. I make medicines, remedies, policies, that sort of thing, you know. I usually go down the village once a week to trade them for food and supplies. That cheese you're eating now was a gift from old man Jenkins from carrying his son's fever.
And that village? How far away is it exactly? Mary smiles at me again, but it seems hollower this time.
If you're worried about someone finding you here, don't be. I haven't had a single visitor in 10 years.
I'm sorry, but you just don't know the Duke like I do. If he wants to find me, then nothing will stop him, not even the gates of hell. Mary rests one hand on my shoulder and stares straight into my eyes.
If he does come here, I'll deal with him myself. After all, you saw how scared of me. Isn't me? Well, they wouldn't dare come anywhere near this house, even if they knew you were here.
I suppose. Still not entirely convinced, I continue eating in silence until I hear a noise coming from underneath the table. I crane my neck to peer at the floor and see a furry black silhouette brush past my legs, purring softly. You have a cat?
Oh, no. I don't have Helena. She just likes this house. She's a proper wildcat.
Mary reaches under the table and I hear a happy purr.
See?
I chuckle and continue eating until I've finished my meal. A few times I wonder why Mary hasn't eaten a single bite in the entire time she's been sitting with me. The question seems too rude to ask out loud. Once I'm done, Mary stands up, her dress billowing around her rigid form.
So, how was the meal?
It was good.
Thank you.
Once again, her face had barely moved, but her voice is clearly overjoyed.
Unfortunately, I do have an appointment I need to attend to today.
I only be gone a few hours, though, so don't worry, blah, 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 blah. Okay.
Do you want me to move back or move you back to your bedroom?
Oh, no, I'm all right here.
All right. Your legs should be mostly here by now, but don't overdo it, okay?
Mary bustles through the house for a while, gathering up items into a satchel. Then she steps out of the door, and I am completely alone. For some time, I sit at the table, enjoying the feeling of the sun on my face, taking occasional sips of the leftover milk. Eventually, though, I grow tired of waiting for something to happen and ease myself slowly onto my feet. I have to lean on furniture to keep myself steady, but I am able to move on my own. The house only has a few rooms: the main room, a small kitchen, my bedroom, and another bedroom, presumably Mary's. I resist the urge to collapse onto her plush double bed. At the back of the main room is a thick wooden door cut from the gnarled wood of an aged tree. It's an imposing sight. I push the door open and step into the room, curiosity overtaking me. Surrounded by so many fascinating sights, how could I resist? Okay. The bizarre creature floats in its saline solution, twitching occasionally. I make sure to stay far away. The thing looks like it could be carrying any number of hideous diseases. Well, that's gross. Leaning against the table is a rolled-up canvas covered in several layers of dust. I pull it out and unfurl it, my gosh, I can't English, to reveal a painting, worn and cracked with age. Oh, that's so cute. The painting is a portrait of a young woman sitting in a field of daffodils, a flower crown woven around her head. Between the bright sun and the intricate detail in the flowers, the joyful expression on the woman's face is obvious that this was painted with a love that bordered on reverence. It's beautiful. Here, kitty kitty. Helena looks down at me with a distant dispassion. She yawns, closes her eyes, and returns to dozing. Mary did say a lot of the substances she worked with were dangerous, so I probably shouldn't go any closer. They are such wonderful colors, though. I wonder if Mary has a garden. If she does, I'd quite like to see it. Oh wait, whoops, wrong thing. Okay, yeah. Ooh. The inside is empty, except for a single lone book. It's covered delicately... It's covered, delicately embroidered. I flipped through it quickly, and I am shocked to find intricately detailed illustrations of all kinds of plants and flowers. Did Mary draw all these? How long did it take? How long must she have studied? Something about it draws me in, and I find myself unable to resist. I tuck the small book into my pocket. I hear a noise behind me and spin around.
Enjoying yourself?
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I stammer out an apology, but she brushes it aside with a loose wave of her hand.
No, it's fine. I just wasn't expecting you to be so interested in the alchemical arts. Tell you what, why don't I show you around properly sometime?
Well, I don't want to be a bother.
No, I'd be happy to do it, but for now, I'd like to get some work done if that's all right.
Mary strides across the room towards me. It's only now that I really notice how tall she is. I'm sorry. I should have asked for permission first.
Please don't be. I don't mind. Now, do you need any help getting back to your room?
No, I can manage on my own.
That's wonderful.
I give her a hurried nod and pace out of the room. I move as carefully as I can to make sure she doesn't see the small gray book I have held by my side. For some reason, I just couldn't bring myself to let go of it. That night, the small gray book I took from Mary's cupboard turns out to be far more engrossing than I had expected. I stay up reading through it until the sky outside starts getting dark. According to the signature on the first page, this book is a collection of Mary's own notes. A lot of it is completely indecipherable to me. Notes written in shorthand or in code, elaborate recipes with no mention as to what they create. All the same, I find myself eagerly flicking through detailed diagrams of flowers and descriptions of strange and fascinating ingredients. Several of the passages were or are written in diary format, and one section that catches my attention in particular begins about halfway through the notebook. As Mucius Hilera once wrote, despite the seemingly endless advance of alchemical principles, a strong heart invariably trumps best practices. It is something I have observed several times during my work as a doctor. Patients who strongly wish to recover and have a clear picture of what recovery will look like for them will often recover twice as fast as those who won't. I have even seen people slip from this mortal coil with no cause other than emotional fatigue. The heart has power over the body's shell. All potions and rituals that I have discovered have a specific targeted effect, usually based on the properties of the ingredients. What if I were to develop a concoction that could properly harness the potential of the mind's power over the body? That could allow someone to shape their form as they wished. It would be akin to the discovery of an iconic philosopher's notes. And stone, it sounds absurd, I know, but I stand at the precipice of centuries of discovery and the alchemical arts. Sages and the gleaming towers have made their voices clear. Biological alchemy is the realm of madmen. The practice is meant for transmutation and industry and nothing more. But they have no eyes on the ground. What they don't know won't hurt them. I turn the page and see what looks like a recipe, a dozen ingredients measured to the exact amounts. Beneath them all, 3 words are written in calm, forceful handwriting. Result: nausea, failure. I turn the page again and find another recipe, even longer, and another result. Reddening of eyes, failure. I flip through the notebook, past dozens of recipes, each more complicated than the last. Heartburn, failure. Temporary paralysis, failure. Mental degradation or degradation, failure. Loss of eyesight, failure. Loss of motor control, failure. As I continue, the recipes start to get shorter again, less precise, the handwriting shakier. Entire pages have been dedicated to elaborate rants, or covered in ink, or ripped right out of the notebook. Eventually I find it, the last recipe. All following procedures must be done during the night of the half moon on the day directly following it. Use a mortar and pestle to mix together a paste of hemlock, a room lily, St. John's wort, and a lavender. The exact quantity doesn't matter. The proportions should be roughly and even,
Apply that paste evenly to the surface of a bezoar. Allow the bezoar to soak for a few minutes in a bowl of warm water, then remove it. A small amount of sediment should have formed at the bottom of the bowl. This is your mixture ready for consumption. Result: success. I closed the book, my heart pounding. Could it really work? A potion that lets you change your body to whatever your heart desires? Could it change my face? Would it be permanent? For a while, my mind runs wild with the possibilities. I could change my face and my name. I could move to another country, to the other side of the world. I could escape from the Duke, and even from Mary. She hasn't done anything to hurt me yet, but I know deep down that it's only a matter of time. Even my parents abandoned me. She won't be any different. My thoughts are interrupted by what sounds like a crash coming from the other room. Gingerly, I ease myself onto my wounded leg and pace over the door. I open it a crack and peer through. Mary? Are you all right? The room is dark, the only illumination coming from a single log burning away in the fireplace. I can see Mary's silhouette, huddled at the very edge of the darkness, completely still. Mary? I'm all right, dear. You should go back to bed. Her voice sounds dry and raspy. I take a step forward. Are you sure? I thought I heard a crash. Please, don't worry about me. She moves backwards slightly, dragging herself along the floor further into the shadows. My eyes are starting to adjust to the darkness, though, and I can almost make out her face. I actually had something I wanted to ask you. It was...
Get out of here!
I toed backwards. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, my dear. I had a very tired day. Can we talk about it in the mornings? I nod furtively and hurry back to my bedroom, closing the door behind me as firmly as I can. That night, I don't get much sleep. I can't stop thinking about what I just saw in the darkness. Mary's face hadn't moved an inch. She hadn't even looked like she was breathing. Her skin was pale as marble, was covered in hairline cracks. Her lips were painted a cherry red, smooth as stone, and her eyes were empty, gaping holes.
Day 2.
Not long after I woke up, Mary dragged me out on the walk through the forest, saying she needed help gathering ingredients. My leg still feels weak, but beneath the shining sun between the rustling trees, the events of last night are starting to feel like nothing more than a bad dream. Not much further now. A fly buzzes past my face and I flinch reflexively. It drifts lazily onto Mary's shoulder, where it perches. She pays it no mind. Sometimes traders do stop by the village, but I get most of my potions ingredients from the forest. Nature's amazing, isn't it? That being said, this area is home to more than a dozen lethally poisonous species of mushroom. Don't touch anything suspicious without checking with me first, got it?
Yes, ma'am.
I thought I told you to stop with that. Here we are.
She steps forward into a clearing and I follow a step behind. Patchwork beams of sunlight shine down, filtered through a thick layer of trees. The grass is bright and soft. Birds flutter overhead, hopping between branches. A small brook snakes around the edge of the clearing, bubbling with clear, fresh water.
It's beautiful. I'm glad to see you appreciate it. I wanted to apologize for yesterday. I have a unique skin condition that can affect me very suddenly. I've been told that I look quite monstrous when it flares up. I didn't want to think less of me, so I try to hide myself from you. But, as you can see, I'm all right now. It's a very temporary thing.
I do look at her properly. Her skin is clear and healthy, her eyes full of life. If anything, she looks much healthier than she did yesterday.
Anyway, none of that really matters. I shouldn't have shouted at you. I'm so sorry.
I let myself collapse onto the grass, succumbing to the exhaustion in my legs, and look up at Mary. It's all right. I forgive you.
You do? Really?
It's like you said, right? You don't have to be scared of being yourself around me. It's not fair if I'm the only one who gets a free pass. I'm sure you have your own struggles.
Oh, Hazel.
She kneels down beside me and suddenly wraps
me in an embrace. I freeze at first, then settle into her touch. Don't do it again, okay?
I won't.
She untangles herself from me and stands up, clapping her hands together.
Now!
She pulls a small pair of scissors and a pair of cloth gloves from her bag.
Let's get to work, shall we? Oh, a daffodil. Only one flower? I won't be able to do much with this.
Can I have it?
Why?
It's just so pretty. Sure.
Here you go.
She hands me the stalk, and I tuck it into my pocket. What about this one?
Ah, the arum lily. It's a common ingredient in several remedies. Here, hold my bag.
She hands me the bag, and my arms almost give out from the sudden weight. It feels like it's stuffed with metal plates. What does she keep in it? Still, I'm able to hold the bag open on the ground as Mary works her way through the patch of lilies, handing me the stalks to pack away. Eventually, I pack away the last of the stalks, and she takes the bag back from me, swinging over her shoulder with one arm. What about that plant?
Ah, that's hemlock. A highly poisonous plant. It should be fine to touch, but you should never eat it. Even a single flower would be enough to kill you.
She leans forward with her scissors and cuts off a single stalk, tucking it into a small pouch.
If diluted properly, the poison loses its lethality, making for a very strong paralytic agent. It's quite a relaxing experience, actually. Do you want to try?
I'm alright. I notice a patch of yellow flowers and move over to take a closer look, fascinated by the flowers' intricate array of petals and stamens. These are pretty.
They're useful too. St. John's wort. And that's wort with an O, mind you. If you ever want to take up alchemy yourself, knowing the proper spellings will be essential.
For a moment, I'm unsure what to say. For so long now, my future has been bleak, intangible thing. For her to say such an incredibly hopeful statement, so casually. Do you really mean it?
Mean what?
That I could become an alchemist?
Of course. As long as you have the passion for it, the rest is just learning. Anyone can do that. If you want, I could even teach you.
Saying the words out loud feels like some sort of sacrilege. My voice barely raises above a whisper. I'd like that. Mary gives me a warm smile, then stands and hands me the last stalk.
As I was saying, St. John's wort is a common remedy for grief. The petals can be crushed into fine powders, or the oils can be extracted and mixed into tea. I'll brew up a cup later. It should help you get to sleep.
Oh, what's that flower called?
Here you go. That's the one I was looking for.
She clips off a few stalks, tucking them into her bag. But what's its name? Mary brushes a hand through her hair and chuckles sheepishly.
Oh, you don't have to worry about that. This one's for me, alright? That should be enough work for one day, I guess. Should we start heading home?
Sure. The rest of the day passes in peaceful tranquility. I eat lunch with Mary and then supper. We talk for a while about the weather, about the forest, about the village. I end the day with a cup of bitter tea and a calm, restful sleep, unplagued by my nightmares. For a moment, I feel at peace, but only for a moment. Day 3. When I wake up, the sun is already high in the sky. When I finally gather the energy to leave my bedroom, I find the house completely empty. A note has been left on the table, written in careful, elegant handwriting.
Sorry, but I'll be gone for most of the day. I've left some bread and cheese out on the table if you'd get hungry. I'll be back by the evening. I decided to take the opportunity to explore some of the area around Mary's house. The house is surrounded by thick forest and seems to be hidden far from civilization. Despite that, it doesn't take long until I find a coarse dirt road sneaking through the trees. I pick a direction on a whim and start to walk. After a while, I spot chimney smoke curling above the treetops, and soon after that, I come to the edge of the forest. Vast fields of yellow wheat stretch out before me, the road cutting right through them. And along that road is a village, dozens of houses clustered around a large open town square. I continue on, passing by several farmers, working away at fields until I reach it.
I'm telling you, danger has afflicted this region, a perverse wickedness that hides its fangs and claws. A wickedness that whispers sweet promises in your ear, that threatens to tarnish thick in this kingdom's very soul. A man stands at the edge of the town square, a lion coat of arms emblazoned on his armor, holding up a poster and occasionally gesturing to it. A small crowd has gathered around him and is listening intently. Yes, this corruption's name is witchcraft. Beware its sinful appeal. Beware those who practice it, those who see the natural order overtaken. I step closer to get a proper look at the poster in his hand and freeze. The drawing on it is sketchy, but it's clearly a depiction of Mary. I shudder and turn away. The venerable and magnanimous Duke of Hart is offering a reward of up to 30 silvers for this individual. Any individual who can provide information leading to their capture will earn this prize. Yes, I repeat, up to 30 silvers. I tune him out. Various stalls have been set up throughout the square. I endear over to one selling pies, my stomach rumbling.
What'll it be, dearie?
One of the small ones, please.
Here you go.
I take the offered pie and take an eager bite out of it, savoring the sour meat filling. Lady attending the stall holds out one hand.
That'll be 10 coppers, miss.
Oh, I suddenly realize I don't have a single coin to my name. Should I have tried to find some in Mary's room? But if I had, it would have felt like stealing.
Do you have something to buy it then? I'll pay for it. And one for me too, please.
An unfamiliar girl barges past, grabs the lady's hand, and shakes it vigorously. Are you sure?
I've got the money, don't I?
Go on, then. Money changes hands, and the two of us walk away from the stall, pies in hand. Thank you. You didn't have to do that.
I know.
I don't even have any way to pay you back. That's when I realize it's still in my pocket. It's not much, but how about this?
Oh, thank you.
She holds the flower up to her nose and breathes it in, then gives me a coy smile.
This flower, should I take it to mean something?
What do you mean? The girl looks disappointed.
You're no fun. Come on, let's find somewhere to eat.
We walk through the town for a while, looking for somewhere in the shade to sit and eat. Eventually we find it and sit down together. What's your name?
Adrienne.
That's a lovely name. She makes a sour face.
It's an awful name. It's so old-fashioned. Makes me sound like I should be locked up in a glass case, slowly gathering dust. What about you?
Hazel.
Hazel. Hazel, Hazel.
She repeats my name a few times, as if trying out how it feels, then shrugs.
It'll do. You're new around here, aren't you, Hazel?
She takes a large bite out of her pie. I suppose?
I thought so. I haven't seen you around before, and I know I'd remember your face.
You would?
So, what? Are you looking for work? Because I might be able to find something for you if you're interested.
I moved in with a relative who lives here.
Ah, right. Are you going to be here long term?
Maybe. That man in the town square, what was he talking about?
Why? Do you want to join the witch hunt?
No. I was just wondering if you knew more about him.
Oh, one of the Duke's men, shouting about witchcraft as always. The whole town's up in arms about it now. Of course, we've known about the witch for ages, but we always thought she was harmless. Until the troubles began.
What troubles?
There's been a blight on the crops this year, and Billy, 2 doors down, got his leg taken off by a wild boar. Nancy lost her baby to a miscarriage, and old Ted lost 2 of his goats to a wolf attack. That's just the start of it, though. There's been so much bad luck in the air recently. People have been drowning in it.
What?
I've seen it. People in good health, dying in their beds, choking to death on the very air. It's frightful.
Oh. A calm silence settles over us as we eat. As soon as I see that she's done, Adrian jumps up suddenly.
It was nice to meet you, Hazel, but I do have to get going.
Oh, okay.
Will I see you again?
Sure.
Great.
Adrian runs off, leaving me to finish my pie in silence. Eventually, I finish eating and stand, wiping crumbs off my clothes. I tried to retrace my steps to the village's entrance. I must have gotten turned around at some point because I take a wrong turn into an alley, and then another, and end up completely lost. I keep walking, but the further I walk, the more alien my surroundings seem. The alleyways get thinner and slowly darker as the light is more constrained. The buildings become wood, then stone. I leave behind the rows of clothing lines, and the alleyways instead become cold, empty places, no windows or doors looking down on them. The noise of the world drops away, leaving only a dense silence, the only sound my footsteps on the soft dirt. Then I reach a dead end, the point where all the paths converge. A small ring of old-looking, worn-down stone houses. Standing at what must be at the edge of the village, I am boxed in by stone walls, almost entirely deprived of sunlight. The oldest and largest of the houses stands before me. The house is 2 stories tall and must, at some point, have been beautiful to behold, made by or of polished, luxurious, engraved oak. Now, though, it is rotting. Even if I had a reason to, I would not dare to step 1 foot into it, out of fear that the ceiling would collapse. I spot an old man in a wooden rocking chair sitting outside the door of one of the houses, staring into the middle distance. His skin is so withered, his eyes so sullen, his fingernails so gnarled, that he looks almost made of wood himself. "You there!" His eyes suddenly blaze to life. "What are you doing here?" "Me?" "Yes, you!" I was just admiring this house. It's beautiful. "I suppose. That's fine. Was worried you were coming to steal from me." He mumbles a few words as he settles back into his chair, but they don't reach my ears. "Do you know why no one lives in this house anymore? It's a shame to see it rotting away." "Eh?" I said, "Do you..." "Well, why do you think? Do you really think anyone would want to live in this walled-off prison? Me, I gotta move. My family's been here 10 generations. This is a family home, and I wouldn't abandon it, come hell or high water. But even then, if I didn't have my niece making deliveries ever so often, even I would have moved. Ain't nothing to be done about it, really. This part of town is long dead." "But someone must have lived here once, right? What happened?" A serious look suddenly settles over the old man's face. "Are you sure you want to hear the story? Because if I'm starting, I ain't starting until it's done. It's an important story, and I don't get many chances to tell it in these days." "Go on." This story is old, almost as old as I am. It happened in my youth, back when this area still breathed." A strange expression comes over him, a look of distant reverence,
as if he's staring at a painting I can't quite see.
See, this village seems young, but its bones are old. Yes, there have been houses on these hills for centuries. Get built, get bent, rot away. The timber sinks beneath the dirt and becomes foundation for the next. This is why we've got such good ground for building on. Once a man's road was long and wide, and the heart of the village was here, and everything flowed through this point. Of course, that couldn't last forever. Eventually, the roads moved, the people built away, and this place became the lost and forgotten. I remember hearing of those some towns far down the roads being destroyed in the wars. I heard that over time, that changed the very shape of the road, and that changed where people built. But, I never really believed that. People changed before the road did. The house you see there was built for a strange couple. Pale as ghosts, barely overtalked, but the money flowing out of the pockets seemed to have no end. People said that they were half right, but no one could ever agree on which half. And the son,
He shuddered.
it was like he could see the devil in his eyes. You would swear you could see him communing with them, stealing off into space on his nothing at all for minutes and hours at a time. And when he talked to his dolls, there was one he always dragged around with him everywhere he went. He was a creepy little thing too, with his empty little smile covered in cracks and fractures from being dragged across the cobbles. One day I found one, and the things of black eyes in the morning porridge.
He shudders.
I don't even want to imagine how he got there. One day, I heard a strange noise in the middle of the night, and I looked out the window. I saw that boy wandering aimlessly through the village waiting. I killed him. I killed him. He was holding a bloody knife in his hands. That was the last anyone saw of his parents, too. They was buried out there somewhere in the fields.
What happened to the boy?
See, that's where things get messy. Nobody wanted to hang the kid, and nobody could bring themselves to let him starve either. Nobody wanted to take him in, though. He must have gone through a dozen or more foster parents. And because he never stopped being trouble, I always saw him battered and bruised. I began to feel sorry for him. In all honesty, you can hardly blame a child for succumbing to devilment, can you? There were a few more deaths, too. Always in suspicious circumstances, but never suspicious enough that the boy could take the blame. I suppose he began cleverly by then, because the town almost tore itself apart trying to find the killer. And then one day, the boy was gone. He left a note behind. Said he had gone to study in the city. I'd gone to change my fortune, he said. And that was the last I ever saw of him. You can tell, can't you? There's the windows looking down on these back streets. Even the houses have turned their backs on this place. Of course, it's cursed on the blood that was spilled here. Of course, no one wanted to build here after that. But there's these God fields, good farming, so kids that just meet boot bitters. Down the road, they called it good enough. So, what do you think of my story?
Is it true? The old man laughs, settling back in his chair.
Aye, it's as true as I remember it. 'Cause it is hard to say how much that means these days.
His voice drifts off as his eyelids flicker and he soon starts to snore. On my own again, and unsure what to think, I quickly pace back the way I came. Thankfully, it isn't long before I find myself in the village square, and from there, I just follow the road. It takes a few tries, but I eventually retrace my path through the forest and find myself outside of Mary's hut again. However, when I push open the front door, I see her sitting at the table. Hazel, where were you? Oh, I was just looking at the garden. It's really pretty. You've got some beautiful flowers growing in it.
Is it? Isn't it? I can show you around in more detail if you like.
Maybe another time. I'm pretty tired. Mary smiles at me and I return to my room shaking slightly. That night, I have fitful dreams of fire and gallows and bloody hands.
Day 4. We're gonna stop it right here, y'all. This is the pretty much part 1. Hold on. Yep. Okay. So that's the history. I wonder if I can save it somehow. Oh, I have it unlocked. So I'm on chapter 4. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. That's cool with me. How many chapters are there? Hold on. Chapter 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 chapters. So I'm gonna stop it for right now from here. Mainly because of the fact that I think this is good, like a good stopping point. Ooh, I was not trying to do that. All right. Hold on.
Hazel, did you sleep well? Not really.
Okay. Logs. All right. So I'm gonna stop it right here for now. This is gonna be part 1 of the series of this. I think it's probably best to do that. So y'all have a wonderful day. I will catch you on the flip side. Cookie out.